Hello everyone, my name is Pratish. If you are an aspiring dentist in Canada preparing for your AFK exam, then you don't want to be missing this video. Today I want to talk about one of the biggest and the most common mistakes we all make when we are studying for the exam like AFK. It's called the comfort zone trap. So let's think about it. When you go to the gym, it's easy to spend all your time working on your biceps because you can see the progress and it feels good. But what happens is you end up neglecting the leg day because it's harder. The exact same thing happens with the AFK prep. We subconsciously spend more time on subjects where we enjoy or are already good at, while the subjects where we are actually losing points gets ignored. You might feel productive at the end of your 3-hour study session, but you are just spinning your wheels and not getting better. So how do you get out of this trap? I'm going to show you exactly that on QuizOdontist. So when you log into QuizOdontist, you are greeted by the dashboard. I call it the Performance Command Center, and you will understand why I say that. Today I'm going to talk about the topic analytics. When you click on it, you see multiple charts over here. The first one is the quiz distribution by topic or mock distribution by topic. I call it the effort audit. It simply shows you where you are spending most of your time. For example, you can see that on my dummy account, I've spent a lot of time on endodontics and implantology. But then when I switch over to see what distribution each of those subjects carry on the NDEB recommended split, endodontics carries only 6%. So why am I practicing more of endodontics and less of prosthodontics or pathology? It doesn't make any sense. I'll let that hang for a bit and show you the next graph. I call it the honest mirror. It doesn't care about your feelings. It shows you the cold hard data of your average scores across all the subjects. It shows you where you are actually losing points. So you can see that I'm actually losing a ton of points on local anesthesia. My average is below 50%, which is pretty low. Now, you can marry both of these graphs. You can see that I'm practicing endodontics a lot, but my score is already in early 70s, whereas I'm not practicing pathology enough and my score is probably, or implantology, which is like lower 60s, and that's not good enough. It has a higher weightage and it should be practiced more, and my score should be in the north of 80s or lower 90s at the very least. So how do you do that? Once you have the insight, you can either head over to the subject-wide mocks on QuizOdontist. You can filter by oral pathology or prosthodontics, whatever you want to do, or pharmacology. So let's select that. There you go. And you will be greeted with all the mocks that you have for both those subjects. You can filter them by difficulty level. So if you want to start off with easy, you can do that, or you want to jump right over to the hard ones, you can do that as well. And it's as easy as that. If you are feeling fancy and you want to go even deeper, you can even click on the custom mocks builder. This is one of the biggest features that QuizOdontist has to offer. It gives you the ultimate control for practicing and getting better. So you can click on new mock. You can give your name, description, you can select your difficulty level, but most importantly, you can now click on, I'm going to actually clear all of that. You can select specific subjects that you want to focus on. So I already knew that I want to focus more on prosthodontics and let's say oral pathology. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to select prosthodontics, oral pathology. I can assign it a weight of 50% and probably 50% for oral pathology. And then that's it. I can click on create mock. Oops, looks like I didn't enter the mock name, so I'm going to enter it as test 2. I'm going to call it test 2 again. And then you click on create mock and boom, my mock has been created that is specific to oral pathology and prosthodontics. And you can practice as much as you want. You can give as many reattempts as you like, and that's how you get better. So stop flying blind and start studying with a data-driven approach. I guarantee you that you will get better. Your scores will increase. For more such tips and how to use QuizOdontist, do follow us, and I will be back with another video on how to get better.